originally got it when he put that cable on there, because obviously if it's been working fine for the last couple of years, he just put it back the way he found it on there.
It hasn't been working fine. It's been shut down for 2 years. I went trying to get it running because my other cars broke down, and the starter kept running when I
understand where you're coming
and
from.
then so I brought it in here so you guys can figure out why my starter keeps running, and that was why.
I'll refund you for the battery cable. I won't refund you for the technician's time. The technician spent some time on that vehicle, and that's all that
But
he's
he
getting
didn't.
paid for on that.
Why couldn't he figure out that the wire was in the wrong spot?
I'm not the tech. I'm sorry about that.
Let's
I'm
get
not
him in here and
100%
ask
sure.
him why.
I'm not going to get him in here to get him, Paul.
Why?
Because I'm not. Because he's currently working right now. I'm not going to take him off
What
of
you're
his
trying
thing,
to do
'cause
is
that's the
you're
only
trying to
things here.
sell me the alternator. That's why he put the wire back on the top there, because
You think he was trying to defraud you? Is that what you're trying to say?
Wouldn't you? Would the first thing, if the starter was keep running after you start it, what would be the first thing that you would think of?
No. Let's back up. Do you honestly think that my technician was knowingly and willingly trying to defraud you of what?
I was just kind of wondering why he didn't know that. If he didn't know that, why wouldn't he know that?
I think you're running a lot of hypotheticals in your head that aren't true right now. Okay.
What's true?
My technician wouldn't do that. I want you to know that.
Okay.
Did he make a mistake? Possibly, but I want you to know he replaced it exactly the way that he found that when he put that cable piece back on there. That's what you did. And you're saying, of course, that was wrong, but he didn't make the mistake initially. He's not the one who installed that improperly.
Nobody put it back on the wrong terminal.
All right, how about this? We've never seen this vehicle before, ever, right? It's been here. This is the only time that we've ever seen this vehicle. So I tell you what, I'll refund you on this one. But we're not going to see this truck again. I don't want to see it. Okay? That truck, honestly, I shouldn't have even had in my shop in the condition that it was in.
It runs good now.
That's not what I mean. And I think you know what I mean on the way that condition was in that vehicle. There was an awful lot of problems going on with that vehicle on there. But I tell you what, Paul, I will be happy to refund you on this one.
The only problem
But
was
I don't
that
wanna see
wire
this truck
needed to be
again.
switched from the
Because
top post to the bottom
I
post.
understand that this was going to be a problem from the start, and I should have known better. So I will refund this $119.14 to you, but we're not going to see the truck back in here. Okay? Is that okay?
I want 1,000. I want the whole 1,000 back. I had to take a loan out.
$1,000.
It was 1,000. He charged me $1,050. I had to take a loan out to pay that. I had to take a loan out at the bank to pay that, and it wasn't even a problem. The $1,050.
You did. I don't know who you paid $1,000 to, but
You
it was
guys,
not to
right
us.
here. Right here's the bill. And that's not even what. I had to take a loan out. And it was like, then I get it back and it's the same problem I had with it originally. And I finally figured it out, you know. Thought I needed a professional on it, and then that didn't help me. That cost me $1,000. It's the same thing I had before. What? My alternator is just fine. He's trying to tell me you need an alternator.
Well, because that's what the negative codes that come up to it say that the alternator is bad because it was installed
He was
improperly in the first
testing it.
place.
He was testing it on the top post.
Because it was installed improperly in the first place, which was not on us. Okay? Once again, I will be happy to refund you the battery cable because you say that that's not right. All right? My tech put some time into this, however.
They charged me $500 and some dollars for the
for that cable. That's exactly how much it costs.
$500 and some dollars.
$508 is what it is. Okay? That's what it is on there. And I understand. I understand where you're coming from on this, but we didn't install the alternator incorrectly. We installed the cables back the way that we found them, because that's the way that they were on there. And I understand that you're upset and the fact that you think that we misdiagnosed this, but we didn't install that thing improperly. That wasn't us. We didn't. We did not install that
I
alternator
didn't
wrong.
say, I know you didn't.
I know,
but I was trying to figure out what was wrong with it, but you didn't figure
You're
it.
continually blaming us for this repair that we did it wrong.
No, I didn't say. I said you were trying to say that the wrong things were wrong with it. You didn't figure. The only thing that was wrong was that cable needed to be switched from the top to the bottom post.
Okay.
That's what was wrong with it.
I'm not going to refund you the $1,000. So what can I do to make you happy? I don't think we did an awful lot wrong here. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that we did an awful lot wrong here. Did we not find that cable? Sure. I understand where you're coming from on that. I did see what that cable looked like beforehand, your battery cable, and it did need to be replaced. Me doing a goodwill gesture here to take care of that, I think is very good on our side. Honestly, I'm probably going to have to answer a lot of questions as to why I'm doing this, in my personal opinion, of what I will get from my superiors above me when we have our policy. Because they're going to ask me why on earth that I do this. But I want you to know, at the end of the day, Paul, we're not here to take advantage of you, and that's not what we're about, and that's certainly not what we wanted to do or what we were trying to do. We're trying to find a solution on this. However, you didn't listen to us during this process, okay? I know Sam Mischina was working with you on this one, and I know that he asked you to do us a couple of things that you flat out just didn't do. All right, I've got the phone calls. I've listened to them already. I knew what was going on with this before you got in here today. I'm very familiar with your truck. We told you not to do a repair on our site.
A new alternator.
You did it anyway.
Didn't need an alternator.
That's great. We didn't put an alternator in.
I know,
So
but
it's null and
he
void.
was trying to sell me that
I understand.
alternator.
That was coming from our technician. It's moot. We didn't do it. You did come here and you did do a repair in our parking lot, though, which is a violation of our insurance. If something would have happened there would have been some severe repercussions that would have happened there in that situation, okay? Because we asked you not to do that, and you still did it anyway. All right? I'm doing a good faith gesture here to let you know that we do mean well. We don't like to misdiagnose things. We don't like to do things wrong here or anything like that. And this was a difficult problem that we were dealing with, that somebody installed improperly in the first place, and we missed that. And I understand where you're coming from on that. I do. As a good faith gesture, I will refund you the battery kit. I'm not going to refund you the labor time that my technician put into this, and it's simply because that's how my tech gets taken care of, is with that. So that's $508, and I'd be happy to give you that $508 back, which is about half of what your bill is on.
Okay, that's all right. I'll do that then.
But if you're not going to be happy about it, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's just I need you to understand here a little bit. We've both of us have got skin in the game on this, okay? I understand that you brought your truck into us and everything like that, but we did put some time into this. And the only thing I want to do is I want to pay my technician for what he's done.
Okay.
Which you don't think is fair, it sounds like. Do you work for free?
All I'm trying to do is say that when they were diagnosed, they should have been able to. They were smart enough. They knew what was going on with that.
Hindsight's 20/20. It's great. You know, once we actually know what the answer is, hindsight's 20/20. It's fantastic. It's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback and just say, you should have known that. It should have been so easy. Why are you so dumb that you couldn't figure that out? I think that's really easy to do. The fact of the matter is, we didn't quite get there yet. We didn't quite get there yet. And perhaps when we went to change out that alternator, Scott would have been like, well, here's our problem right now, as he was going to change that out. But we didn't get that far. We didn't get that far in that process. And so we don't know, because we didn't get that further diagnosis going on, which is what we were trying to ask for in the initial run anyway, because we know that you had some financial things that you need some help with there. So I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to help. I understand where you're coming from on it. I know what you had to go through in order to get this taken care of. And like I said, goodwill, faith gesture here, I'm going to give half of that back to you. I mean, that $508 part is a big amount there,
Okay, yeah.
and I'd be happy to give that back to you there. But I do need you to be satisfied with that, Paul, because if you're gonna go out,
That'll work. Yep, that'll
if you're
work.
gonna go out and torch me out there and stuff like that, I don't see the point in it. But I want you to know, like, I don't have any ill will towards this or anything like that. But both of us have got a few things that didn't go right on both sides.
All right. I'm sorry I changed that in your parking lot, but I wanted to be able to drive it home. You know, I had to have it towed here, and
Right.
So.
I understand, and I know that you know Sam gave you a warning there when you were going to drive it home that you might not make it, you know, kind of thing. So I know he was doing everything he could.
My
to get
tire
you
was just
taken care of and
wobbling
stuff like
away.
that.
It was like, what the?
Yeah. And the tire, I'm going to be honest, no idea about the tire. You know, I don't have any clue. When we had it in the shop and out and stuff like that, there was nothing going on with the tire or any issues that we noticed there, at least with that. So, how did you pay for this originally?
With my credit card.
With your credit card? Okay. Being that it was November 15th, I can't just refund it directly to the card because I've already closed out the books for last month. Can I have them cut you a check for this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that okay? Okay. So I've got an address for you, 26652-461 First Avenue. 461st Avenue, is that right? Hartford?
Yep.
Okay. Because I've got to get that up to my accounting department, so it might give them a minute to cut the check for you. Is that all right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it for the $508, which is for that full part there. And I'll make sure that we get this out here by the end of the week here for you. So it probably takes them by the end of the day before they kind of get it cut up, and I'll drop it in the mail for you if that works for you. Okay? All right. If that works for you, Paul.
You're gonna mail it to me?
I'm going to mail it to you. Yeah, because I've got to have my accountants do it upstairs. If it was, you know, inside the month of November still, it's still inside those books, and I would have just refunded it from right onto your card. But I'm going to have my accountants do a check for you. So it'll just take a little bit of time because they're on lunch right now. It's 11:30.
I know.
Or you can come back later and pick it up if you want to. If you're going to be in the area.
I need to get some antifreeze and some dog food and some cat food.
Yeah.
And
If you want to come back in like a couple hours, I should have it ready to go for you. It's just they're on lunch right now until like 12:30. And so I don't even have anybody up there to cut me a check if I went upstairs right now.
Okay.
So
Come back here at 12:30 or something? Or?
maybe like 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, because they'll be on lunch for like an hour, and then hopefully I'll have something for you. Okay. All right. Thanks, Bob.
Paul, how we doing?
Just fine.
Good.
Is that Ryan? I didn't recognize you.
Good. How you doing? Good.
Hey, look, car show up here.
I know it. I saw it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Oh, nice. Yeah. Taxi.
Huh?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm glad you got half back.
Yeah, I got half back.
I know.
Long story, but
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
It should be held on that.
Hey, so just want to call you on that claim for Maverick. Yeah, so it got accepted, and they're gonna send that strap to your house. The state size order.
We have to order, special order it.
If you, well, not necessarily.